Hey there, everyone. Good morning, I should say. Welcome back to my channel, Big Will 420. And today I'm actually back with your Wednesday daily guidance. And today's Wednesday, March 18th, 2015. And as always, I'm showing you my wonderful saying: love is the key that opens the heart, hope is the dream that awakens the soul, peace is the light that guides the way, and faith is the certainty that sees us through. So, as always, as for right now, I'm still using the Anna K. Tarot, which was gifted and sponsored by the beautiful Miss London Jador. Again, that's London with a YN at the end. You should check out her channel. She is fantastic and I love her to pieces. And I'm also using, for the oracle part of this reading for today, the Angel Tarot cards made by Doreen Virtue and Redeline Valentine. Alright, and so today, for some reason, 6 cards came out, so I decided to go with 6 for a theme today. So, we're just going to kind of jump right into it, guys. So the first guidance from the Anna K. Tarot we have today is the Eight of Wands. Now, I don't do reverse cards with most of my decks, so... And in this deck, the Eight of Rods in most decks, it's kind of a weird card because it more or less represents good news or some kind of news coming. And in this case, you can see the sunny background with this woman reaching out from her, I guess that would be like her deck or her front post. And there's somebody handing her a letter there. And so the Eight of Rods, which is the Eight of Fire, basically, rods represent fire, creativity, means that she's reaching out, she looks happy with the sunny background there, and so it means that there's going to be something that we get in the mail today that's going to be very good news, or some kind of good news is coming, it's on its way, as far as today goes, okay? Yeah, I mean, that's really all there is to it as far as the Eight of Rods goes, okay? So, the card to go with that for today, guys, is going to be, and pardon me while I turn this over, from the Doreen Angel Tarot deck is the Seven of Fire. Okay, so this is interesting. So, and the Seven of Fire here from the Doreen Angel Tarot cards, it's very interesting because right here you see this beautiful bird here and this lady that's sitting on that deck here, and it says, defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground and choose your battles wisely. And there's the 6 other ones right there, and there she's on the bird. And traditionally what the Seven of Fire means, or what the Seven of Wands would mean in a reading, means that there might be battles or opposition going against you, but you've got the upper hand. And if you see this lady here, she's not afraid. Her bird's kind of like defending her, and he's got his big old wings spread out. So what I'm getting a sense from is that basically whatever kind of news we're getting today, it's going to be good. And this is telling us if we've gone through any opposing factors lately, which I know I have recently, especially, that we need to keep standing our ground, defend our beliefs and our decisions, and make sure that we choose who to argue with or who to fight with, accordingly and wisely. Okay, and then whatever news we get today is going to be very good news. So, moving on, guys. The next card from the Anna Tarot, K-Tarot deck that we have is Death. Ooh, this is a very cool card. I actually have not gotten this in any of my readings or seen it yet. Alright, so Death, as you guys know, is the 13th card in the Major Arcana, which is the Major Secret. And Death represents a transition. It's not like, oh my god, you're gonna die. It's a transition of sorts. It's the giving away to an old habit or an old emotion. It's transformation, if you will. And so with this card, you see the kind of grayish, dawnish background there, and this Angel of Death, I want to say, because he's got black wings, has his scythe there, springing downwards, and he's got his hand issuing out to us. He looks like he's kind of beckoning us to come with him down this rocky path. So what I sense is that there's something recently that caused us to die on the inside or outside. I'm not saying that we literally died. What I'm saying is like something has caused us to transform ourselves into something more positive or more different than we've ever than before. Like it's like we've come at a crossroads, and so here we are. This Angel of Death is saying, "Hey, look, I can show you the way. because you have given death to whatever your old beliefs. It's shedding. It's basically shedding what no longer serves us and giving way to the new. If anything else, that's what death traditionally means. Okay, and so yeah, that's what I sense from this card. So, sorry guys to zoom in again. We're gonna go ahead and see what the Angel Tarot card means behind that as well. Okay, ooh, we got the King of Earth. Here we go. And the King of Earth, it says generous, professional, responsible, and practical. And so here you see the King of Earth, and I actually love this card because the King of Earth is the King of Pentacles in a traditional tarot deck. And in the background, he's sitting there with his beautiful white wings and on his gold throne. It kind of reminds me of Bob Marley here a little bit. But this is one of my favorite cards. And the King of Pentacles in any deck is my favorite card because it means it's associated with Taurus. But it says here he's generous, professional, responsible, and practical. You see this rainbow here, which rainbow means hope and promise of good things to come. The rainbow after the storm. And there's nature around him. He's in a deep forest with butterflies and flowers. And it says a successful time. Let's see. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. And so what I get for death, too, associated with this for today, is this is basically saying, it's so funny because if you look so far, the Eight of Wands, good news coming out with this lady reaching out her hand, somebody handing that. This lady here is looking at death, and he's got his hand out, beckoning us, and this guy is looking towards death. So I feel like what this is saying is that there's something new is happening for us, and it's good. It's saying like a good financial prosperity is coming to us. Like actually, you know what? If there's anything you've been going through as far as finances go, and like you've been having a lot of battles or struggles, I'm sensing that basically, or getting from these cards that basically it's going to change. So there's a new cycle coming in, and that you've accepted the way things are, for your mistakes, for whatever you might have been going through, and that you've given death and given birth to a new prosperity or new dawn arising. Okay, and that's what I sense with the King of Earth here, is that it's a new prosperity as far as your finances go. Okay, so the third card we have from the Annika Tarot to go with this, and here we go. One of my favorite cards is Strength. Okay, now Strength is the 8th card in the Major Arcana or Major Secret. And again, with sunny backgrounds here, you see this lady here, and she's got this lion. And this is actually symbolic in all decks as far as I know, with the lion and the maiden. And this lady here, she's not afraid to hold on or pet or maim this lion. And the lion's not afraid to eat. He's not trying to eat her. He's got his jaws open to her, but he's not afraid to eat her or eat her. He's not afraid to be there with her either. And strength represents personal power, strengthening of your willpower, of your, whatever situation you're going through. It means that you have the gentle strength to deal with it, to tackle it, to handle it. And so that's what I get from this card too, is that whatever situation we've been going through as far as getting news from a letter or whatever, standing our ground, we're giving way to the old and with death, and we're moving on to a new prosperous time, and we've developed more personal strength than ourselves, being able to quietly deal with the situation head on and not worry, not trying to put extra strength or oomph into it for today. Okay, and the Angel Tarot card to confirm that, as far as today goes, sorry guys, will be ooh, there we go, the Nine of Water. Now, the Nine of Water in this deck is associated with the Knight of Cups, and that is traditionally the Make-A-Wish card, okay? You see the mermaid here. She looks kind of smiley. You can't really see her face there. But the water, there's sun rays shining through. The waters aren't too choppy. It says in calm and friendly. And it says, your wish comes true. Concerns fade away, a love of life. And again, this is what I'm saying, is that so far for today, for Wednesday, we've gotten some news, like I said, we're standing our ground, and we're giving death to the old, and bringing in new and have new insights of prosperity towards our finances and our situation. We've got new personal strength developed about us, and anything we've wished for or hoped for is starting to come true. as well. And that's what the Nine of Cards traditionally represents. Alright? So, moving on to the back row for the fourth card from the Anna-Kay Tarot. Alright, we have the Hermit. Now, the Hermit is the 9th major arcana card in the deck. And so we have 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards so far. And the Hermit traditionally represents, solitude, loneliness, quiet reflection, the need to be alone to believe, to practice belief in our spiritual matters. And again, this is a Dark Dawn card, evening card, I want to say. And so you see the light here. It's like he's kind of enlightened, if you will. He's sitting there being reflective and looking out into the either dawn or late night, kind of just reflective of what's going on and his old age here. He's by rocks and a mountain and a cliff, symbolizing obstacles he's been through. And that light is shining bright behind him too. So I sense that, we might be reflective on what's just passed. And so really contemplating, taking time for ourselves to take that next move and figure out where our next steps are. And the card to go with this is the Five of Earth, which it says, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. So what I feel like this is telling me is that we felt like we were on our own. We had to be alone, had to be solitude to cut ourselves off from like some kind of situation, meaning with an employment. Maybe you recently had a fight with an employer or a manager and you're worried you were going to get fired or some kind of issue like that. And this is telling that you basically have fears around money, but you need to accept the help that you're receiving and to know that it's okay. If you put energy into that fear, that's what's going to happen, all right? So the next card we have from the Anna-Kay Tarot, this is the 5th card, and we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so the Knight of Cups represent emotions, and so he's got a lot of roses, and roses symbolize love, and there's stars in the background. I think there's 8 stars actually in the background, which is interesting. And this guy is kind of idealistic and romantic. He's kind of got his head in the clouds and love, and he's kind of daydreaming and gazing and not really paying attention to his post, but he's so concerned with the flowers ahead of him that he's not really paying attention to what's going on around him. Also, it could be that we're just being reflective and being grateful for what's going on around us and seeing the beauty in everything. That's what I kind of get from the Knight of Cups. He's traditionally the knight in shining armor, but I feel like it's more than that, okay? And so the Angel Tarot card we have to go with that, guys, is, okay, the Ego. So yeah, this is what I was telling you. We're kind of stuck in this fantasy world, if we will. And that's with Archangel Jophiel. And you see this angel, Archangel Jophiel, right there with her golden wings, over this human with a mask on his head, okay? And there's a forest background with its nighttime there with stars in the background. And it says, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So what I sense from this card, guys, with the Knight of Cups is that we're really idolizing or obsessing over something that's too dreamy, or we're not focused fully on the things that we should be focused on. That's what I sense from this card. And we're letting our unnecessary worries and fears kind of take us over and let us dream onto better and bigger and better things that maybe, we're just not paying attention to the reality of the situation. Okay? And the last card that we have for today, for Wednesday's reading, is the Ten of Swords in reverse. Now, again, I don't usually do Ten of Swords. I don't usually do, card readings in reverse. But in this case, I will, and I'll tell you why. Ten of Swords represents a lot of things. Swords are mental, clarity, mental thinking. And so if we're upright, this person would be walking away from this situation where they were stabbed and they, by betrayal or whatever, and there's dark clouds ahead of them, and, they really didn't see it coming. But since it's in reverse, it's basically telling us that we are aware of all the darkness that we went through, and we're aware of how we got in our situation. And instead of running away from it, we embraced it, and we're fighting through it, and we learned our lessons. So we're learning how to walk away, but with dignity and respect, and we're still alive. All is not lost, and that's what I get from this card. It's saying that basically, even if you feel like you're backstabbed, that's not really the case. There was a lot of other factors involved. That's what I feel like with this. All right, so the last card to go with that for today's reading is the World with Archangel Michael. card number 21. This represents the world in the Arcana too. And Archangel Michael sitting on his throne with the infinity symbol, or the number 8, at the bottom there, and there's the 4 elements around him, and at the top too. And Archangel Michael, before I read this card, tends to represent stability and strength. He's the guardian of the first chakra. And it says, a job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, the push towards enlightenment. So, putting all these cards together, what I sense is, like I said, there is something that we just went through where we got news, whether it was good or bad. Actually, I take that back. And, we stood our ground and we learned how to give death towards our old faults, our old beliefs, whatever the case may be. And that we gave birth to a new future where we had prosperity and hope and strength in ourselves in the situation. And we wish for something to come true, and it is coming true. And that we had fear surrounding money, so we were worried about we might get fired, unemployed, or whatever the case may be. But people are still willing to help, and that we don't have to live in this dream world anymore, if you will. We don't have to, be unreasonable with things and say, well, I wish I had, or someday I'll find love, or someday I'll get out of here, that kind of thing. And we need to, and we're fighting our ego because we don't want to listen to our ego. We're moving on from that. And we have learned our lessons. We know we weren't backstabbed in the situation. And we've come to a completion point where we know, okay, now is where it ends, and now I get to go forward and move into the next cycle or the next phase. I've learned my lesson, I'm moving on. That's what I get from all these, okay? So that's all the messages I have for you guys today for Wednesday's reading. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Again, I thank all of my subscribers for watching, and I'm very grateful. And all you new subscribers, keep spreading the word to your friends. Share it on Facebook. I really do appreciate this, and I'm really grateful. Okay, so I'm going to try to do Thursday's reading either tonight or tomorrow and upload it. I appreciate everybody again. Thank you so very much. Namaste and have a great day. Bye.